Thanks for tuning in to our seller interview series. Up today, we've got a website created in the advertising niche. Created in April 2015, this business makes $2,242 per month in net profit, and the listing number for this site is 40640. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the sites they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. And we got the seller with us today to go through everything from the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. So thanks for coming on, Andrew.
Hello.
Before we dive into some of the questions here, just so everyone out there watching this video or listening to it knows just a summary of the business. Like I said, it was built in April 2015. It has a monthly gross revenue of $4,143. Expenses are sitting at $1,900 and a net profit of $2,242, and that is over a 12-month average. Now, with the sale of this business, there's a lot of stuff that's included, a lot of assets. So I'll read through that list here real quick for any interested buyers. Obviously, you're going to get the domain, but you're also going to get the website design and the software that will be included in the package. A list with all the advertising networks where they have an account and an account user and password, as well as their personal opinion and experiences with those networks, as well as a Skype account that has over 900 contacts, a list of all current forms used for free advertising, a LinkedIn address with more than 200 contacts and 10 advertising groups, plus special websites that all the people in advertising are using. They will also include their PayPal account, advertisers and publishers' email lists, along with their MailChimp account, their monetization techniques, and of course, their ad network email account. So with all that said, Andrew, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses? I'm sure you've had several projects. I mean, someone doesn't start an advertising network like this without having some kind of background, I imagine. So could you just briefly describe that?
Well, before this, to be honest, we didn't thought we would get here, and we start with zero. We didn't know nothing about this type of business. We just entered on a website at a point, and we were looking at it, and we saw a lot of banners, pop-unders, interstitials, and we said, "What's up with all these ads? What is this webmaster doing?" And these are used for monetization. Yeah, how do they monetize their traffic? And we searched a lot on the internet. We've seen what an advertising network meant, and we started creating a plan about how to create one. And we are here right now.
So you answered my next question where I was going to ask where you came up with the idea for this business. Now, for the people that are, let's say they're fairly new to online marketing, affiliate marketing, and all that good stuff, could you just describe kind of what your business model is? Because you're not a straight affiliate, right? You have affiliates that are in your network, correct? Could you just briefly describe how your business makes money?
We basically distribute the ads from the advertiser, the person who wants to advertise a product or a service, to our publishers. Our publishers whom have traffic. So the concept is simple. The advertisers put their landing page there, and we send that landing page to the visitors of the publisher. The publisher is happy because he's paid for the visitors that he have, and the advertisers is also happy because someone is seeing his service, and that means he's a potential buyer, or he can even be a buyer.
Yeah, so for people out there that might not be familiar with the term publisher and advertiser, publisher, if I'm not mistaken, would be like the website.
Someone who owns a website, basically, and makes profit from it by distributing the ads.
Right, so you give them the affiliate offer, more or less, for them to promote on their website. And the affiliate offer is the advertiser that has commissioned you to do this. Yes. All right, cool. So why this form of marketing with the pop-unders?
It's a very interesting niche, and we thought about it and we say, why not? Because we like advertising, the concept of it. You know, advertising won't die because it's the soul of the commerce, as some people would say. We wanted to try and see how it is, and maybe in the future to come up with some new creative ideas that would improve this industry. It's an industry that doesn't sleep, an industry that will always come up with new creative ideas to advertise a product or a service.
True. Advertising never sleeps.
Yes, exactly. If someone would have said to me 10 years ago that I would be able to watch videos on a mobile phone on a 5.5-inch display, I would laugh a lot. If you told me that the mobile phone would have only one button, I laugh even more.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how far the technology has come and where it's going. So, with a business like this, obviously, big opportunity for the right person. Why are you selling the business? Why not keep it and grow it?
Mostly because we don't have time to take care of it and we want to focus on other projects. Also because it's a shame to keep it at this current level when it can be improved. It needs a fresh way of thinking, someone who's be able to see things out of the box and has a capital to invest in AdWords until it goes on autopilot. Also, to speak a little about our competitors, there are a lot of big competitors, but there is no one who has a monopoly over the market. All of the advertising networks on this niche have a flaw that certain publishers don't agree on. Let's say someone has really great rates but pays net 30. That means you need to wait a month to get your earnings. Others don't have great rates but they pay daily. There are some flaws that some publishers don't like them. As for the other project that we want to work on, we want to focus a little bit on the Bitcoin services and some other software tools for the advertising industry.
So, how do you guys pay your publishers? Do you do net 30 or do you have some other kind of plan?
No, we pay them weekly.
Weekly. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the plan after the sale then is to, as you mentioned, focus on the Bitcoin and other software ideas.
Yes, we want to launch a white hat advertising network on Bitcoin, mostly to focus on banners regarding Bitcoin services and Bitcoin products. And regarding the software tools for the advertising industry, we want to create software similar to Volume. If there are some people who know about this.
That's a very Cadillac. For those people who don't know what Volume is, Volume is an amazing tracking platform for affiliate marketers. Yeah, I think you could do much more than just affiliate marketing with Volume too, but it is very advanced. That's an ambitious goal.
Yeah, that's why we are selling this business.
I hear ya. So, moving into the history of the business, what was the trajectory of the business for the first few weeks and months when you were starting? Did you guys get publishers coming in pretty quickly and advertisers coming in pretty quickly, or did it take a while?
Well, when we start this, we had, as I said, zero advertising knowledge, and we managed to keep it running for over 1 year. We started the platform at the end of the July 2015, and by the middle of September, we were on the first page on Google at some certain keywords that we targeted, and we were already working with multiple partners. Now, neither the advertisers or the publishers came real quick to us. They come one at a time. It took time until we grew a little on Google. So when people would search some certain keywords, they would find us on the first page, and they would try us. But after this was, let's say, the hard part of the business, to grow it a little until people know about us. But in October, we really had a good run until then.
Is there anything you learned from this business in particular that you're going to apply to your future software and businesses?
Yeah, there are a lot of things.
To rephrase that, what was one thing that you did that just really worked for you for this business?
Well, the best thing that worked for us was the free advertising. We learned about that. That was incredible good for us because we didn't spend our budget in AdWords or something similar, but we advertised it free via forums, blogs, email, and different other ways. We didn't know nothing about this when we started. Let's say I know a little bit of search engine optimization, but not very much. But I started learning about it and following the steps that people mentioned there, I really managed to bring this platform to the level that it is now.
Nice. So you used a lot of SEO to attract more publishers and advertisers. Good method for sure.
Yeah, and we learned a lot from the deals we took. Let's say those were really interesting. You know, there are people out there that come with great deals, and there are people who are bargaining until the last cent. So we learned to negotiate a lot.
Speaking of that, so what is it that you tried that didn't work in this business? Anything in particular? Any lessons learned?
Well, as I've said, until October, the business went great. But then our partner had to rebuild its system and he wanted to see the domains where the traffic was coming from. We didn't agree on this, so we keep on going without them. They were a huge partner for us, and we might have lost something there. Then, at the beginning of the December, we thought it would be a good idea to upgrade our system too, to implement multiple ad formats, to make multiple compensation models, a better ad delivery system, a profit system, and even a manager system. All of this while working on other projects. This was probably our biggest mistake here, that we didn't continue the way we started, because after the upgrades that we did, we expected to get a lot of people interested, but we actually lost some people interested while we were doing these updates.
Just spread too thin, too many projects up in the air. Is that kind of what you guys ran into?
Yes, exactly. Basically, we lost publishers and advertisers that were interested in our business because we were mainly focusing on improving it on the technical side.
It's ironic how that works sometimes. I totally understand. Moving into the traffic and earnings, would you say the majority of your traffic for your website comes from Google, like organic SEO, or are you guys getting a lot of referral traffic? What are you guys doing there?
To be completely honest, we didn't check the Google Analytics too much to see how many visitors do we have per day or where do they come from. We mainly focused on advertising the platform via forums, blogs, and creating as much backlinks as we can, and speaking with advertisers via Skype or email and even contact forms.
Okay, so you guys basically doing a big content push, posting.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
We're promoting our platform by saying, hey, if you come to us right now and you want to advertise your product, we will give you a 20% bonus for using us.
What would you say is a breakdown on your earning types? Are you guys doing like CPA offers, like cost per action, or what kind of offers are you guys finding that you're earning the most from, and what other kind of offers do you have?
Well, basically, right now we're focusing mostly on cost per mile offers because in December, when we were busy to implement the new system, we actually tried to see the cost per action and how it works, but we weren't able to finish the system on time. And we implemented it in the platform, we tested it, and some advertisers really took advantage of it because it wasn't finished, and they would receive free traffic on their landing page, free conversions, but we wouldn't get the commission and neither the publisher would get its payments. So we got that out of the platform and focused only on cost per mile right now. But yes, it's possible that with this platform to run on cost per action, cost per lead, or even per sale.
So cost per CPM is what you're saying that you guys do?
Excuse me?
So what kind of offer you guys do? You're doing CPM?
Yes.
Could you describe, just for our audience out there, what they might be familiar with cost per action or cost per lead? Could you describe what CPM is?
Well, cost per mile is a compensation model where the advertiser pays for 1,000 impressions. That means 1,000 visitors that comes to its landing page, to the landing page of the advertiser.
Okay, cool. So every 1,000 visitors or so that your publisher sends, they'll get a commission from that offer.
Yes, basically it's a little bit similar to pay-per-view.
Okay, I understand now. Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot similar to pay-per-view, and actually it's more profitable than the other ones if the advertiser know how to optimize their campaign. So let's say we have an advertisers that have a cost per action offer with $5 payout. Well, he might get a conversion at 200 people, but if he would be smarter and he would optimize his campaign on cost per mile, he would get even more within 1,000 visitors, and his payout would be bigger. Basically, he would get more conversions with cost per mile than with cost per action. He would reduce the costs, but there depends on the advertisers and how he optimized the campaign.
That makes sense. How stable are the earnings for this business? Would you say it's pretty steady at where it's at now, or do you guys have seasonality fluctuations? Or
yes, there are seasonality fluctuations. There are some problems there because today you might have a rate of $5 for USA and tomorrow you might have $2. Yeah, that thing happened to us, and We usually adapt the rates according to our partners. We even right now we are creating an API to help us do this, so the buyer wouldn't need to do it itself.
Nice. And how much content are you guys adding to your site on, like, in terms of like reaching out to these forums, blog posts, or adding blog posts on your own site? How much kind of content promotion are you guys doing for the site?
Well, in the last few months, we didn't do this because we had other projects running. We basically are a digital agency and we want to focus on other things like Facebook ads, Google AdWords, and other things. And we didn't have time to promote it right now, but when we were at the beginning, we would even ask our publishers to give us some testimonials about how are the earnings with our platform and if they are happy. And basically promoting those to blogs and forums where people in the industry are active. That's the way that brought us our clients.
Yeah, I'm assuming then, let's pretend that you're not selling the business and you wanted to keep it and grow it. What would you say is the least risky path to grow that business? Would you say focusing on what you just mentioned, or would you look towards something else?
Well, I would focus on what we did at the beginning. That means free advertising, basically on the same forums, blogs, and even find new ones and promote it wherever we can free. And we would have also AdWords budget to gain advertisers as well as publishers.
Now, let's pretend you threw caution to the wind. You just wanted to grow this affiliate network as big as possible. What would you do if you were just incredibly risky?
That's incredibly risky.
Yeah, like, would you invest in a ton of Facebook ads targeting affiliate marketers, or what would you do?
Well, actually, this is a pretty funny story. When we launched this service, there was another advertising network that launched in the same time with ours, and they started promoting it everywhere, Facebook, Google. So I think they had a budget of $20,000 or even more per month in advertising on Facebook, Google. We would see them everywhere, on every forums, everywhere. And right now, yes, they are really successful. So if I want to get really, really big, I would do that too. It's risky indeed, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, the rewards could definitely bring in a ton of new affiliate marketers I could see who'd be interested in joining up. What do you think is the biggest risk to a business like this that buyers should be aware of?
Well, we had a lot of risks, but nothing that stopped us until now. There is, as you said, the traffic rate that can drop overnight at some advertising networks. And that's why we said that we will create an API for connecting with multiple partners. We've already worked with over 20 advertising networks, and most of them have an API. So if we connect with all of them, then the rates shouldn't drop that much.
By napping, what do you mean by that? Could you just explain that term?
The API?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's automatically programmed to connect with another network. So you wouldn't have to change the rates, adapt the links manually. That program would do that for you.
Okay, cool.
Let's say basically that our partners have a $5 US rate and we are sending traffic to them. So overnight the rate drops to 2. Well, the program will automatically modify the rate in our platform according to their rate.
Oh, so your affiliates wouldn't have to change their links or anything like that?
Yes, basically the API will connect us with him. We would see how much we would receive for our traffic. So if their rate drops down, we would modify in our platform according to their rate. This way, none of us loses money. And it's completely automated and the owner doesn't have any problem with it.
Cool. That would definitely be very useful for the new buyer. As far as work required, can you describe the amounts and type of work you're currently doing to maintain this business? Any monthly or weekly tasks?
Well, right now I'm working about 2 hours per day to set up some rates and things like this, things that with an app it would be a lot easier. But at the moment we don't have a working API and we don't know if we would be able to finish it until we would find a buyer. So let's say the new buyer would need a programmer to finish or create a new API as he wish. And there would be a need for a support person, someone who would speak with both advertisers and publishers. For the moment, I think one person should be enough for the business until it will grow enough to have a team in back.
And what skills or requirements would you suggest for a buyer who's maybe not familiar with this niche or this kind of business model? What would you suggest for them to have?
Well, firstly, he should have some great negotiation skills. I mean, really great. Yeah, that's the first thing that pops into my mind when I think of this. Then someone who's able to risk, because there are some networks which pays net 30. So the earnings from the July you will get at the end of August, and you don't know 100% that the network will pay. There are some networks that even we had these problems. They either pay us with a long delay or not pay at all.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being a very frustrating risk. So yeah, someone good with negotiation, deal making would be much more integral for this business.
Yes, and if the new buyer would have some basic advertising knowledge, like he was a manager at a similar business before, it would be great. Also, it would be great if he would know search engine optimization very well, because that would help the business a lot.
And as far as obviously all that is very good, but there's some software that goes into making this happen. As far as a development team, how would the buyer transition for your guys' development skills into him having his own developer team, or is there a developer team that would be coming with this business?
Well, I'm afraid there is no development team that would come with this business, but he could contact us if he wants modifications. But he could also hire a new programmer to do this job. But I can say that in 1 year and 3 months, we didn't have problems on the technical side, or the problems that we had were really minor, just minor bug fixing, and that's all.
Nice. The reason why I ask is because a lot of buyers, they won't have that technical expertise, and obviously they can hire a developer, but they might not necessarily know what to look for in that developer. I'm sure, would you be at all open to helping them finding that developer
Yes,
for them?
there's no problem regarding that. He could even find his own, or he could even contact us, and we might solve his problem. Basically, he either comes to us when he has an issue, or hire a part-time developer for it.
Excellent. Moving into some more of the wrap-up questions here, would you be willing to sign a non-compete that basically say, hey, look, if you buy this business, I'm not going to go start a pop-up under business just like a week after you buy this from me?
Sure, of course, but we'd like to discuss this more with the buyer, because we do have other advertising ideas and projects which we may create or not, but we need to discuss with it so we know we wouldn't have a conflict of interest with him.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense. How much support would you be willing to offer a buyer of this business?
Well, it will be 30 days via Skype or WhatsApp or Facebook or anything similar, and even via personal phone if you want, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., excepting weekends.
Excellent. Now, we talked a little bit about this before. Would you be at all open to a split or earn out? Say someone gives you 70% up front or 30% on closing. I mean, obviously, the best case scenario here is someone comes in and just buys it outright for the full listing price. But would that be something you would at all be open to?
Yes, there would be no problem with that, as long as the buyer would pay at least 50% at least before, because we need the capital to start other projects and we don't want to wait until we receive the payment.
Yeah, that makes sense. Before I ask you my final question here, Andrew, let me just give a quick summary again of the business for all the listeners out there, and then I'll give you the hot seat question here. So the business was built in April 2015, has a monthly revenue of $4,143. The expenses are $1,900 with a net profit of $2,242, and that is over a 12-month average. Now, with the site, it includes the domain, the website design and software, a list with all the advertising networks where they have an account, personal opinion about them, the Skype account with over 900 contacts, a list of all current forms used for free advertising, the LinkedIn address with more than 200 contacts and 10 advertising groups, plus a special website that all the people in the advertising space are using, the PayPal account, advertisers and publishers email list, as well as the MailChimp account, their monetization techniques, and their ad network email account. So, Andrew, my last question for you is, what is your best pitch in 30 seconds or less on why someone should purchase this business?
Well, I'd say buying an advertising network, it's a one-time opportunity. You don't just buy a website, a simple website. You buy a business with everything what it contains. With the right buyer, the profits could increase up to 500% per month, and I'm not even optimistic about it. Besides this, the new buyer can even hire people to work on it, and there will be a passive income business on autopilot. And who knows, maybe a big company will come and buy your advertising network, like Google or someone else.
It's always a good thing to have even a bigger fish to buy you out. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting opportunities with this business. Definitely very unique opportunity for the right buyer. For those watching this on YouTube and you want more information about this unique business, the link will be below the video and it will take you to our marketplace listing. Now, if you're watching this on the actual listing page and you want more information, you can become a depositor today. All you have to do is click the button, make a deposit, and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. So, Andrew, thank you so much for coming on. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you too, Gregory.